Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am here at the Performance Pavilion at the French Market. It's the French Quarter here to celebrate First Wednesday's community poetry at half-price books. I hope everyone's remaining safe as people are getting out and getting comfortable again with life. I was going to share with you poetry from the most recent issue of Down the Dirt magazine, volume 189, the November 2021 issue. Their title from Accepted Writings in the book. This is A Door is a Door is a Door. And over the years I've photographed doors, and I never thought that I would have a reason to put so many doors on the cover of a magazine issue book like this. The train's coming, apparently. So I thought I would read some poems for you from this Down the Dirt book called Doors. Doors, a door is a door. And I thought I'd start with some periodic table poems for you. Sorry to get up to be careful with that. This first one is titled Nitrogen Needs. The train's coming through. Brace yourselves. We're doing Twitter link poems because it would follow them up with acceptable. And down there, there's one for nitrogen from someone else in here. So this is a poem called Nitrogen Needs. You make me laugh. You make me strong. You even seep through my news. I thought I needed you, but now I beg to be free whenever you get under my skin. When you creep into my blood, I collapse, helpless. Why must I need you if you seem to hurt me so? Perfect timing with the trains, right? This next one is a longer one for nitrogen. This is titled Nitrogen. I'm afraid to answer the phone today. Ever since he called me to tell me he has AIDS, I've been afraid to answer the phone to hear that his condition is turning for the worse, or that he just died. His T-cell count has been at 0 for over 2 months now. He lost his job. The last word was that he was waiting for a chance for an entrance into a study that he may get a new set of medications. And waiting is something he cannot do. So I've looked at homeopathic options, but I sound like his mother telling him to eat fresh fruits and vegetables. Don't eat raw seafood or raw eggs. Cook your meat until it's well done to get all the protein you so desperately need. And I've looked at the chemical compounds in the drugs that are all too expensive. And I was surprised to see how many times I saw nitrogen listed in the drug compounds. Nitrogen. I only heard of it as liquid nitrogen for super cool. Dip a rose in the liquid nitrogen to drop it so it will shatter. I've even heard of nitrogen capsule widgets to carbonate stouts. Or that's what it's mixed with oxygen to make a laughing gas. Maybe I mean nitrous oxide, because yesterday was the first day I hadn't cried. It might have been fine for a half hour, and then something would trigger it in my mind. I thought maybe I'm getting used to the news, but I just cried again. On the phone, you said you can't let the thought of death kill you. And I was trying so hard not to just start sobbing on the phone. You see, this is why I'm afraid to answer the phone now. You were on the phone with me saying that you just have to get used to the fact that you're not going to grow old or have a family. You said that some people feel like they're on death's door with a T-cell count of 400, and some people can run marathons with a T-cell count of 0. On the phone, you first told me that yours was at 80, and you felt fine. A little run down, but that was to be expected. When it drops lower, then I now am afraid to answer my phone to hear the next round of news. So now I sit here and I read about antiviral drugs that you may or may not be able to take. Protease inhibitors, integrase inhibitors, and I look at the chemical compounds of all those drugs with hydrogen, carbon, oxygen, occasionally fluorine and sulfur, and the surprisingly ever-present nitrogen. I stare at those compounds. Wish I could put the elements together myself and give you what you need. Why did I have to learn about compounds in chemistry class if I couldn't make these compounds to help you live? Because now I just sit here and read and fear my telephone ringing. That was an emotional piece, wasn't it? Sorry for the leaning there, you guys. I've got one other one for you that I'd like to share, and it's called Nitrogen in My Veins. Then I'm going to move to another element, maybe. Who knows? It's called Nitrogen in My Veins. You told me nothing. You just left me. Now, wait a minute. I'm a journalist, so all I could do was turn my fingers black, scouring the newspaper, reading for any news about what happened with us. The ink from that paper crept around my fingertips, trying to work its way under my skin. I could feel the darkened soybean oil, that petroleum oil, creeping its way into me. I could feel that nitrogen from that petroleum oil piggybacking onto that hydrogen, carbon, oxygen. I could feel that nitrogen cutting that sulfur out of the way, pushing its way past the only trace amounts of nickel and iron. Those trace elements couldn't stand a chance against the power of nitrogen, the power to spill the news out to the world. I ran my hand along those newspaper pages. I felt that ink seep under my skin, and I felt the surge of that nitrogen in my veins. I know they use liquid nitrogen to fuel cars and make them go at stellar speeds. And I know people take nitrogen to give their bodies added strength. So, journalist or not, maybe this is exactly what I need. I'll scour those pages. I'll let that nitrogen seep into my veins as I look for any way to get you back. Besides, all this ink's in the news, and it's all in me now. This nitrogen has given me the impetus for all I've got to say. Holy cow, I went on an overload of the nitrogen stories there for you guys. And I think I'm going to, just for the heck of it, go to another element and share a couple more element pieces for you. This is what happens when people submit element stories to me. I'll follow them up with a couple element poems. This next one is, I've got two poems, I believe. Two for the element Scandium. Dun dun dun. This first one's a nice short one, titled Scandium Held Tightly. Scandium Held Tightly. Maybe when the moon was torn away from us, maybe then, scant, you went with that moon. Once, perchance as a gift from our humble, abundant sun. The Soviet Union kept you in the Cold War. So what we keep of you remains a trade secret, and we'll hold tightly. Okay, one-page poem about Scandium for you. This is titled Scandium. You have been so rare to me. I've wanted to know you, I've wanted to see you, but you're more common in the sun than you are right here. And the only way you're made is from the explosion of supernova. The scant amount of you the entire world knew were once used in Russia prepping for a Cold War battle. And you may be strong, you may give us strength, but your more violent strength comes from your creation in a burst of radiation that outshines the galaxy. I know you're more common in the sun, but the energy in a supernova's explosion equals all the energy our sun ever releases. That's where you come from, and that's why I'm drawn to you. That's why I want to know you. Besides, even though we beat the USSR, we'll hedge our bets to understand you for any strength we can get. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was such a run of periodic table poems. I might come up with another reading in just a few minutes for more poems from the back of this book of Down in the Dirt magazine. I hope everyone is staying safe. I hope everyone is starting to get out and be able to share with the world like we normally would for community poetry at Half Price Books in Overlake at Woodruff Ran on the first Wednesdays of every month in Austin, Texas. And I will talk to each one